My name is Paul Howard. I'm the co-author of The Rodfather, which is up for the Sports Book of the Year award. Well, it's the story of Roddy Collins. It's the autobiography of Roddy Collins, who is a journeyman footballer, a football manager who managed and played for I think about 35 different clubs in his life. But it's so much more than just a football book. It's a book about a Dublin man who's obsessed with football and has been since he was a child, and him following his dreams. And his dreams didn't come true, but the man who emerges from the story at the end is just far more interesting than any football person whose dreams did come true. I think Stephen's autobiography was a sort of a typical sports autobiography in that it was published because he had won the super middleweight championship of the world. He had beaten Chris Eubank, and that was the selling point. With Roddy, there's no Rocky movie ending to Roddy's book. It's not that kind of book. Stephen's book was the story of a successful sportsman. Roddy's book was the story of a journeyman. And Roddy's book was far more interesting. It just went everywhere. I keep saying it was like a Forrest Gump of a story. It took tangents. I remember there was one point during the book, I think I was coming to the end, it was chapter 19 of 20, and I said to myself, he still hasn't had his heart attack yet. He still hasn't almost lost his house. He still hasn't almost gone bankrupt. And there was this kind of really interesting part of the story where Roddy couldn't get work in football and went off and coached bare knuckle boxers, travellers in their bouts. And all of this, the book is so full of stories that this actually all of the stuff took place in the last 2 chapters. That's how much material there was. To be shortlisted means that your work is recognized, and the fact that there's the public vote, that component to it, I think it is some indication that people are still reading you and still finding you relevant after all these years.